Hi, my name is James Newberry, and this is BMI's Know Them Now video series. I'm originally from Georgia, but I've moved to Cleveland, New York City, and now I live in Los Angeles. Who or what inspired you to start creating music? I used to create music a lot when I was younger, but the thing that got me into what I'm doing now, writing for film and television, was the movie There Will Be Blood. I saw that movie and I was blown away because it kind of changed my perception of what a film score could be. I usually thought it was more of the classical sound, which I love, but I always made kind of weird sounds, and I was very interested in Penderecki and Stravinsky and all these composers, and I thought Johnny Greenwood did a really good job of subverting what could be a film score, at least to me, and in my experience. So that was the one that really inspired me to kind of start putting pen to paper and like writing music for film. Second question, what has been the best piece of advice you have received, and from who? The best piece of advice I received was from Sandra Urian and Danny Bincy, who I work with a lot on projects like Ozark and American Gods and all these great things that they do, and that was to start buying and playing instruments, any instrument. So I own a lot of instruments and I play them poorly, but I use them in a lot of my scores because it's an interesting sound. So I'll go ahead and go to the next question, which kind of leads into that one. How many instruments do you play? I am a classically trained percussionist, so I play marimba and snare drum and timpani and all of that, but I play piano and clarinet and flute. I have a cello, I have a violin, I have a guitar. I don't really know the notes on a lot of those instruments, but I play the ones that I do know. And those kind of create bad sounds, but they sound really good to me, and I think that combining these interesting ways of playing when I start to record or write music for a different film or television episode or anything like that, I think that that combination creates a new interesting sound. And I think that having all those instruments has really helped me, especially when I used to write with samples and things like that. I just never was comfortable with that sound, and I think that having the live sound, especially when you bring in good players to add to your sound, is really something that inspires me when I write music. The next question, what is the first thing you do when you get an idea for a new piece? So the first thing I do is play. I come from a improvisational background. I was in a lot of jazz combos and things like that, and all of my piano playing isn't classically trained. It just came from me being bored at school and playing and just coming up with things, and I have this weird little technique that's more marimba style than it is piano style. So I start to play, I think of ideas as I'm playing. I never write anything down because I just hate that process personally, and my handwriting is terrible, so I wouldn't be able to tell what I did anyway. But yeah, I just play and I just enjoy that process, and I layer stuff on top of my playing with different instruments sometimes, or even electronically. You know, I get into the MIDI keyboard and I have a synthesizer and other sounds that I use, and I get in there and I just play and I jam out. So that's usually how I'll start. And what is the first piece of advice you would give someone starting out in the music business? Well, I don't know about the music business, but for the business that I'm usually working in, which is the film and TV screen scoring business, I would just say, write the music that you like. You know, just go ahead and get in there and just have fun, because the thing that inspired me was not what I had heard before. It was just something that I heard that was fresh, and I thought that that was really cool. And it's because those composers that inspired me were just doing what they do. They were writing their style, and it was being adapted to different films. So just write your music, have fun. People will love it. If you love it, someone else will. And you don't have to start out in one part of the business to become successful in the other part. So a lot of people will have bands, a lot of people do solo things and just write music, and then they end up doing things with that in multiple genres. So yeah, my best advice and my first advice would be just write what you like and have fun. So thank you very much, BMI. You can find me on Instagram at James Newberry Music, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.